All right, so we are into another Dragon Ball Super card game. Deck profile. This time around, I'm not alone, like everything in my life is. I'm with Joel, back at it again. If you haven't seen him before, he was one of the people in my battle series. He's always in the Friday Night Fights. He helped me with the untapped tourney, and he is untapped staff. The man, the myth, the legend, yet again. Joel, what's up?
Not much, man. Your introductions for me are always so make me feel so good. Thanks.
Always. It's gonna get bigger and better every single time. And
Sweet.
Today we got a deck profile. This one's your own brew. Excited for this one only because it has been spackling people all over Untap. I really wanted to get this one out because obviously I wanted to get my Jackie Chun out first, let that simmer, get some people out there understanding how the World Tournament and Jackie how he is, and then wanted to get yours out so that way people can really understand how much the World Tournament is going to be impactful for and what kind of stuff you can actually do. So, anything you want to say before we kind of get into it?
No, I mean you'll see once we start talking about the deck. People are saying World Tournaments not going to do anything. They are very wrong.
For sure, I agree. Even the announcer, like I haven't even got an announcer built out. I was trying to get away from it. That's neither here nor there. But I think that's probably going to be one of my next brewings. So let's go over to it. I'm gonna switch over to it now, and we can kind of get into it.
All right.
Let me see. Okay, so we're looking at the deck now, and I mean, basically, you already know. Why Jackie Chun? Why this deck?
Jackie Chun because he's yellow, so he can use Shigesh. That's really amazing. And also his Awakened Side ability, when he attacks a battle card, they can't combo. They can only negate or use something like Sensu Bean. That's huge, especially with the popularity of like Mono Blue Control and all that stuff, Bergamos and Vegetos. He just eats those decks up. It's not even fair. You'll kill all their negates and you just run them over. And then Shigesh into Goku and Oob is one of the craziest combos in the game right now, in my opinion.
It is 100%. And I'm going to let you guys know that I get it. Okay, I saw Richard Zapp's post. Fine, whatever. But I will say that both he and I I think you started testing this one out a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. And then I was testing out Jackie Chan. I'm not trying to be the first one, but I will put that out there. I'm so tired of you finding out stuff and I'm not posting it. I'm like, I gotta test it out, man. What do you want me to do? I don't know if it's even viable yet, but yeah, I mean that's basically how I feel every single time, and I think Shigesh into Goku Oob is just absolutely busted. Even against Shigesh, I think, and we'll kind of explain it through. This deck can kind of live on to itself too. Plus, just like you're saying, goddamn, an answer to Vegeto. This is it, because he automatically becomes and we didn't really kind of state the leader card. I'll kind of say it. So the unawakened side is when you attack a leader card, you draw one. It's good for card advantage, speeding up the game. It is annoying that it is very, very boring, but whatever. He is a flip 2 to active, so he does not draw 2, he flips 2. And then his awakened side is that when he attacks, he draws 1, also gains 5k. So by the time that I put this out, you'll see my my Goku, my green Goku profile. He has the same exact thing, just a different sub effect, but he does gain 5k at 20. And during the battles when this card is attacking a battle card, your opponent cannot combo. So that is just busted in itself, because what happens is that the whole combo phase, just like UI Goku, is completely out. So the only thing they can do is counter, or you combo up to their thing. So just like with Vegeto, he's already at 20. Jackie's at 20, it's dead automatically. It's the greatest thing ever, because if they say no combo or no counter, I'm like, okay, it's dead. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep in mind, that they could Sensu Bean or stuff like that. Activate battle, they could still use that. But other than that, they're done. You know, so sometimes to be safe, I'll combo up to like 25, just in case they have a sensu bean.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, you're gonna eat up all their negates or just run over the Vegito. It's lose for them.
There you go. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So exactly that is a huge point. I always forget about activate battle. So that can include sensu bean. That can include King's Vegeta surprise attack. And that and just a number of other things, right? So good point out. That's what we're saying. Yeah, Vegito, he's busted. He's very good. Shigesh, access to yellow, all this other stuff. So, explain to me what the kind of the thought process. Just explain the deck overall, I guess.
Yeah. So basically, it's kind of like a mid-rangey deck. The reason I started building the deck is because I was messing around with the cards, and I saw that the announcer, super stupid, but the hand down, hand up, when you start stacking them next to each other, it's like they're waving. So I like, and then on top of that, I was like, okay, that's
wait,
a lot
let's
of black
just pause
cards.
here. You said because they're going up and down, that's why you started making the deck. Pause.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what's funny? In the other War Tournament deck profiles, I think every single one of them that I made has the announcer combo. And I was praising it, saying it's one of the best combos in the World Tournament, if not in all the sets, because it's so simple how effective it is. And you're just saying it's because of the wave up and down, and I'm like, dude, god damn it. So explain.
Yeah. So
let's go left to right. So starting with minus Killy Zone, and then ending with Shigesh. Let's do that, so that way people can follow along.
All right. So 2 minus Killy Zone. Basically, you don't want the Migra to get Crusher Ball. They're cold bloodlusted. That's basically it. So you play that, and then he's safe. So that's pretty, self-explanatory. And all you have to do is send 3 cards from your drop to your warp. So just make sure that you don't have black cards, because you're gonna need at least 7 black cards in the drop to activate the Migra. So just watch out for that. Try to send out your blue cards.
Right.
Announcer, play-by-play pro, he's so busted. So
good.
if you have 2 World Tournament cards out on the field, if you play him during your turn, you draw 2 cards. He's also a negate, but I rarely ever use him as a negate. I have other negates, so I will get into that later. But drawing with him is just it's so good.
Oh,
you.
Oh no, go ahead. Actually, I'll say it after.
No, I was just gonna say that, and it's so easy to get his effect off, because on turn 1 you can play the other announcer, Ever Curious. You look at the top 7, you take one, and then you also have Scuffle Time Boo, which is a 1-drop. So on turn 2, you can already start getting his effect off, which is amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
So what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, he's busted in because he has so much good value to him. So he's a 1-cost combo, or 1-cost counter, just like Master Roshi for black, for the World Tournament. So again, that's why I kind of put it in all the World Tournament decks, and it is really good in this one. So that way you can feel your drop for the spice, and then for the other 2 World Tournament and draw 2, I talked about the I'm a World Champion card being the Pot of Greed, but this is the other Pot of Greed as well, in which you play for 1, you play literally just one energy for 2 cards. The value for that is crazy, and the conditions isn't too bad, especially with the Mr. Boo and all the other ones. And I just noticed that the auto does not have to be with the World Tournament leader, so you can play this in any deck. I just noticed that. I completely forgot, but yeah, very, very, very good. It's just the other announcer has to be a World Tournament leader.
Yeah, and I mean, and sometimes, if you have no choice, you can use them as a negate, and that's another World Tournament card out. So, if you only have 1 out, and then you could use him as a counter, now you have 2, and then the other in your hand, you can start drawing. But it's very rare that you're not going to have 2 out because of Goku and Oob. Yeah. Which we'll get to that. So, announcer Ever Curious, for what I just said, search out your World Tournament cards, search out your play-by-play pro, and that's pretty much it. Chronoa, it's a 1-drop that draws, and it's a black card for your Dark Overrealm. And there's going to be a lot of Jackies roaming around, people start seeing how crazy this combo is, they're going to be running Shigesh and all that. So you have Chrono and it doesn't hinder the deck. It actually helps it. So you automatically shut down a, yellow leader that's using Shigesh. If it's Freeze or someone else, you shut them down right there and it doesn't slow you down at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's perfect. The Migra. That card is amazing. So by the time you bring him out, you would have eaten most of their negates, especially if you're playing against mono blue control, because you're going to swing at their Vegito with Jackie and they're going to have to negate. So you'll get rid of a lot of the negates. And even if the Migra gets negated or hit with Mafuba, you still rip 4 cards out of their hand. So for those of you that don't know what he does, when he attacks, it doesn't have to be the leader, just when he attacks, you look at their hand and you choose 4 battle cards and you combo with them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's triple strike.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
huge, so.
It is just wild how cheap this man is. As of this recording, he is $30.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, with all the black cards coming out from set 5 as well, I think this, not only from this deck, but this in general, and I was thinking about it, it's not a bad pickup at all. The only thing that really stops it is Cold Bloodlust, and as well as Crusher Ball, which, since it doesn't have Deflect, which I really don't know why this card out of all cards don't have Deflect, but I can see why. I mean, if it had
Deflect, that thing would be super busted.
It'd be incredibly busted. So I mean, the only out here would be minus Keely Zone, in which will prevent those things and will probably help this deck this guy as well. But yeah, super good, super good.
Yeah, I mean, with minus Kelly Zone, he basically has the flex, so he's always going to get his effect off no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if they hit you with Mafuba or they negate you or they do anything, it doesn't matter. You're still going to rip 4 cards out of their hand.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Like you can get rid of their Xeno plays, or you can get rid of their hits or their Keflas if you're playing against red blue, or just you see their whole hand, and then you could even determine if you can just go for game with your other cards.
Mm-hmm.
So he's amazing. With minus Kelly Zone, he's super strong. Yeah, get this guy now before he goes up.
I agree. So that's interesting. 5 energy, but it is very much a game ender. I've seen it before many times. I've experienced it before many times. But if anything, Scuffle Time Mr. Brew, and as well as the Sun Goten. These are actually new. I don't think I've seen these before. Did you just add these before?
No, I've had them. I've had them this whole time.
Oh, okay. I probably just didn't notice.
Yeah, they're kind of situational. I just have them there basically because the Boo, I just have him because he's a 1-drop at World Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So he helps me start getting my play-by-play pros effect off on turn 2. Mm-hmm. Instead of having to tap out or anything. His effect's also pretty good. He has barrier, and you can place him on the bottom of your deck, and then you choose one of their battle cards and return it to the hand. That can come in clips sometimes. If they have like a Yajirobe or just you're gonna get it off because he has barrier. That boost staying there, and then once you drop gold 10, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
4 Sensu Bean because Sensu Bean.
It's one of the best blue cards in the game. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that thing just extends your plays like crazy. Whi's Coercion because your negates. Like I said, I don't really use play-by-play pro as a negate. So need some negates. And then the Scuffle Time Goten, he's good. He takes he costs 2. He takes a life and then he puts a card in active mode, so he technically costs 1.
Mm-hmm.
And he gains 10k. That's if Boo's out. And since Boo's a 1 cost, it's very easy to get them both out there. So it's just a little neat thing, but like I said, mostly it's just because they're cheap World Tournament cards and they're blue.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool.
Top of his game, Gohan, the super combo. I just have him because he looks cool. You could have any World Tournament super combo you want. Doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. I said, well, you I don't think so. I don't know. I said in the previous deck profiles that they have a color for each leader, or simply because of if you at the very worst, at the very incredibly desperate times that you need to charge. You have the option to charge the color that you need instead of a black generic like World Tournament combo. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's true, but I just picked him because he looks cool. But yeah,
Okay, all right.
he's conveniently blue.
Let's go to Piccolo. Let's, my God.
Piccolo, he's pretty awesome. When you go second against SS3, you're gonna pop an energy. Sometimes you can get their, their one red. Like let's say you're playing against red blue and they flip two blues. On the next turn, they charge one red and you take that red out, and it really puts them behind, especially if they're like low on red cards.
Yeah.
And also, if they need a blue, you can take that blue out. You can guarantee that he's not gonna Mafuba you if he has, two reds and a blue. You can just snipe that blue and not worry about Mafuba that turn.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty nice. Only two because besides the Goku Oobs and the black cards, I don't really need to see any of these other cards. I could just see them once and it's fine. Yajirobe, he's a cheap revenge blocker, so he can get annoying. In the mono blue matchup, if they have a Vegito out and they swing, they got to be careful because you block with Yajirobe and you kill it, or just anything that they might bring out. He's really nasty and he costs 2 and he's a blue, so blue energy when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
3 Mafuba.
3 Mafuba.
I'm sure I don't gotta explain that, but it's amazing. You can just get rid of big problems, Kefla's hits, Vegetos, just whatever's attacking you.
Yeah.
The SCR Goku from Tournament of Power, him too. So gotta have Mafubas.
True.
And now these guys are busted as hell.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. The fact that I get them off of Shigesh is crazy, but even by themselves they're crazy. So basically, Test of Strength Goku, he's a 3 cost. You only need 2 blue. And when you play him, you choose an Oob from your hand and you play him for free. And then they both gain 5k. Now the Oob, when he comes out, he has crit, and you choose 2 of their battle cards with 20 or less, and you place them at the bottom of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
That is very devastating. Especially if sometimes, they'll play a Vegito and they'll attack with something else. You can just get rid of Vegito right there before it goes into rest mode if somebody's, not paying attention. But off Shigesh, he's insane. If they hit you with Chronoa, it doesn't really matter because this is still a super strong play for 3 energy. You're getting 2 20k bodies. One has double strike, one has crit. You're getting rid of 2 cards. It's that's insane value right there.
Mm-hmm. And these are rare cards, by the way. I was saying when I was doing my Goku one, I was thinking of the, I don't know if you know the TN Tao Pai Pai combo where you restand TN and then the other one drops 3. I was like, those are uncommon cards, and I was like, what? I just realized that, and these guys are rare cards, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because these things are busted, so that's really good because the pull rates are going to be a lot, I would say, higher, and the value is going to be a lot more accessible, which is good because when a set comes out and people realize how good it is, the SR versions usually go for a lot of overpriced sort of prices going on. So yeah, I'm glad of that, and I completely agree. This has so much value. These two have so much value, and I don't know if you remember, man. I said it a long time ago. I was like, as soon as I saw the blue reveal for these guys, I was like, dude, this is the best combo of the set. It's crazy. I was looking at everything else.
It's insane.
Ugh.
I've been posting this, for hours and hours and hours. So I feel dirty sometimes when I do those plays, especially when you swing out of a Vegito, let's say with your Jackie Chun, you hit a Shigesh, you bring out the Goku and the Oob, you attack with the Oob, you Shigesh another Goku and Oob, and you just wipe their board and you just apply insane pressure. It's ridiculous.
Right, I agree. I completely agree. And then at all cost Vegeta, which is another self-awakening / draw, right?
Yeah, self-awakening, draw, and just another form of pressure, so it's not just relying on the Oob and Goku. Because in the end of the day, they are just 20Ks, so they apply pressure, but you're not going to be just straight up ending games with one attack with them. So you kind of like, you know, pick at them with those two, and then this is just another option to go for game if something happens to your Demigra. And then 3 Shugesh. I at first I was running 4, but I wouldn't, like, per game I would usually only hit like 2 Shugeshes into my Goku and Oob, because you know a lot of times I don't have a Shugesh in my hand, but I still play it for 3 because it's such a strong play. So at 3 it was fine, and like that I have at least one super combo that I could draw off of, and he's searchable, so it's, you know, he's only one, but I could find them, since with the announcer I could look at the top 7, I could, you know, grab them when I need them most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Plus, you can play this in turn 4 and untap 1 if you like, and then, or whenever you want to. But when you have 5 energy or more, of course, it gets the 3K and the triple strike / KO, and you have the triple striker from Demigra in your hand whenever you have it as well. So that's pretty good. And of course, Shugesh needs no introduction, right?
Yeah, he's insane. You know, if they hit you with Cronoa, it's fine, because you'll see with these world tournament leaders, they just draw a ridiculous amount of cards. So even though you can draw off a Shugesh or get a summon off them, it's still a 10k, and your hand's always pretty big, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, so pretty damn good. Before we get into matchups and my questions as far as like what would you do in this matchup, because I'm gonna have to, now looking at the deck, now that I'm looking at the deck directly and understanding from your perspective, I actually have a couple different matchups that you might have to deal with in the future. The what should we call it? What was I thinking of? Oh, the curve. So if we're talking through turn 1 to 4, what does that look like for you?
Ideally, you want to play an Announcer Ever Curious or a Cronoa turn 1, or a Scuffle Time Boo. Those are your turn 1 plays, but if you have the Announcer, you drop the Announcer. Turn 2, you want to either establish your play-by-play pro and start drawing, so like play another Announcer and then play him, and just, you know, start drawing, or Yajirobe. The one thing that you do have to pay attention to, which it'll completely screw you up, is Mass Saiyan, the one that warps up to 5. You have to you got to keep an eye on their drop, and as they're approaching 5, you can't take the chance or the risk. You need to start comboing off your black cards and just using them as much as you can, because if you could really easily end up with like 5 or 6 on your field. And if, you know, he plays a Mass Saiyan and wipes out 5, you know, chances are you will never play Demigra that game. So that could be devastating. So that's like the one thing to keep an eye out. But yeah, as far as curve, you know, you're just gonna start spamming Announcers. Honestly, you know, spam Announcers. You play your Scuffle Time Boo, or, you know, your Piccolo, depending, you know, if it's SS3 or not. All right. So what was the last thing I was saying?
Getting the Scuffle Time, basically the curve. So Scuffle Time.
Yeah.
For both of them.
You're basically just trying to draw. With your play-by-play pro, your Chronos, and then just start playing your Oobs and your Boot and your Goku. On turn 3, you can start dropping them. You don't need to use Shugesh. They're really devastating cards, and you're basically just gonna poke at them away with Gokus and Oobs, just relentlessly. Your Demigra out. Once you get your Demigra out, and most of the times you went right there, because you're gonna rip 4 cards out of their hand. So that's usually all of their answers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of the cards are low cost. You know, the most expensive card you play is the Mega, and it's only 1 card.
That's true. And just getting out the Son Gokus and Oobs really good, and everything else like that. Since everything is low cost, it allows you to extend plays pretty easily and not overextend, I'd say. And yeah, so matchups. What I was thinking of is critical. I feel like critical, like Mass Saiyan, just like you were saying, the Mass Saiyan that warps up to 5, and as well as just general removal, might hurt this deck a little bit, especially if you get the Demigra or Shugesh into the drop from crit. there's not really a way to search either one of those. So what would you do in that situation?
I mean, if they crit my Demigra, I mean, just gotta live with it. Most of the time, you'll just win by just grinding them out with Gokus and Oobs. So you could get by without that. I haven't played too many of them, so I can't really say. What I've been testing mostly against is SS3, you know, like blue green, red blue, blue yellow, and mono blue.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I've been testing against the most because that's kind of like the main decks you're going to be like running into.
Yeah.
And then the occasional other world tournament decks. So, you know, that kind of stuff. But against crit, assuming that, you know, I don't get unlucky and they crit my Demigra, I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. I don't really have any specific card that I'm like hoping doesn't get crit other than Demigra, so it's just one card, you know?
Yeah.
So, and people with this deck is extremely easy because you just have so many 5Ks on the board. All your cards are 5Ks. You don't have to tap any energy to combo with any card. Right. So you're going to have, you know, you have 13 cards in your hand. That's 13 combos, like most of the time. So you shouldn't get crit too much.
I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, just comboing out and making sure to defend yourself. Senzu Bean helps a lot with that. And Yajirobe kind of helps with certain big threats and removal. Plus Mafuba, so that way you can keep going and get that Demigra out. What matchups are difficult for you?
Right now, the only matchups that have been difficult for me are other world tournament leaders because they're playing the same game I'm playing, just draw a million cards. So you can't really hit them, they can't really hit you, and you guys are just like deck out pretty much.
Yeah, that Hercule though.
Yeah, no, it's the worst. I hate playing against other world tournament leaders because like to attack because you don't want to draw cards and you don't want to play other cards that draw because you know that you might deck out.
Yeah.
So it's a weird, awkward match. But other than other world tournament leaders, it's Cell Chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you have, especially if you have Demigra in your hand, if they Cell Chain you before, which against Cell, what I've started to do is I just don't attack them. But that's like a double-edged sword because then you kind of go into the late game, and I have had Chuck drop, you know, for 7 a Cell. So
yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, so that's tough if you have the Demigra in your hand. You know, they bring you down to 3, they attack, they make you pitch 3 cards with their super combo. Yeah. So other than that matchup, though, this deck is amazing. Against all the SS3s, I feel confident against all of them, especially mono blue. I rarely lose to mono blue. Blue green is another one. You know, I beat that one pretty often. Blue yellow decks for the most part, I beat them. Other cards are 20k or less, so your Goku and your Oob are gonna get rid of something every time. So that's a really good matchup too. So, I mean, not this deck specifically, but just the world tournament, because a lot of these cards just really give the meta decks a tough time right now. You know, besides Cell, I mean, all these cards just kind of counter them.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that really covers everything. I don't know if we missed anything or if I missed anything, but don't want this to be too long. I am usually the one who rambles on, if anything. And yeah, I mean, overall, this is a really fun deck. Over and over again, I've seen it on Untap, and if you haven't seen it, then yeah, come play. I'm sure both which I'm not gonna answer too much, but Joel will answer any questions that you'd like. Most likely in the Discord or on Untap. Definitely check out the Discord in the description. We post stuff all the time and talk through stuff all the time. And if you're interested in playing, just hit us up. We're always around. I don't think there's anything else. Any other closing thoughts? Anything like that?
No, that's pretty much it. And you know, if you have any questions about the deck or anything else, just hit me up, Uchiha Joel on Discord and on top. So yeah, this deck is fun. So if you build it, you're gonna have a great time.
Tight. Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you, Joel, again. And if anything, hopefully, I mean, again, by this time, I should have the my Jackie Chan, Hercule, Green Goku, Pan, I think, I want to say. And then the next one's probably going to be Announcer. And then by that time, I'll probably be practicing for Vegas Regional. So if anything, that's it. Subscribe if you are new. If you haven't already, if you are already, comment, like, dislike, all that other jazz. Let us know your feelings, your soul, your deepest thoughts. And we'll see you in the next one.